talk about all things marriage, motherhood, and mental health. Today, I decided to switch up the topic that I was going to talk about and share something that I strongly feel is needed right now due to recent events that have occurred in the country that I will actually share in the end of this video. So today's topic is really focused on the importance of empathy and some ways that you can practice empathy. So the first thing is, what is empathy? So empathy is basically the ability to feel and relate to another person's emotions and experiences and truly see from their perspective of what they are feeling. Empathy can often be confused with sympathy, pity, compassion, and the main difference between the four is with sympathy, you are really just feeling sorrow for the individual. So a lot of the times when people are expressing their sympathy for other people, they say, "Oh, I'm so sorry you're going through this. I can't imagine how you're feeling." That is really what sympathy is. With pity, you're really just feeling bad for the person. You are feeling bad that they are experiencing these emotions, but you're not necessarily acknowledging and sitting with those emotions that they're feeling. And with compassion, compassion is usually what you see in the healers of the world, in teachers and nurses, doctors, mental health clinicians. These are people who have genuine compassion to help people through their pain and suffering. So compassion is basically taking action upon the emotion and struggles that another person is feeling. Empathy is really important for us to practice in our day-to-day lives. It's an ability that is important for us to have when we interact with our loved ones, friends, family, and even strangers. If we didn't have empathy, we wouldn't have that emotional connection to other human beings, which is why it's so important. Human beings thrive on connection. So to have empathy towards other individuals will allow you to open up your perspective and see from the other side and recognize that the people around you have experiences that need validation and the opportunity to be heard. So there are different types of empathy. The first type of empathy is cognitive empathy. So that is really just the ability to identify the other person's emotions. So if your partner comes home one day and expresses to you that they had a really stressful day at work because they got in an argument with a coworker, and you are able to identify what emotions they must be feeling. They must be feeling frustrated, overwhelmed, they may be a little bit angry. So you are able to name these emotions in your head as to what they are feeling. With cognitive empathy, you're able to identify the name of these emotions, basically. With emotional empathy, you are able to truly feel what they are feeling and to truly sit with them and their emotions just so they can have that comfort and recognition that what they are feeling is real. And the third type of empathy is compassionate empathy. So in that situation where your partner comes home from a really bad day, with compassionate empathy, you take action. So maybe you may cook them their favorite meal or give them a massage, something pleasant for them to make them feel better. That is compassionate empathy. There's actually a really cool video that I will link below where Brene, who is a researcher and has lots of content on shame and vulnerability, she explains what empathy is, and in this animation it gives you a perfect picture of what empathy truly is. So that can give you a much clearer picture, and she describes it much better than I do. So yeah, I will definitely link that below. One of the ways that you can practice empathy is by actively listening. So with actively listening, you're not distracted, your body language and your nonverbal communication speaks much louder than your verbal communication. So you give your undivided attention to that person, you remain eye contact, your posture is engaged, and something that is really important with active listening is not immediately giving a response. So sometimes when someone is talking to us and sharing their experience with us, we immediately want to think of a solution. We immediately want to fix whatever it is they're feeling. And a lot of the times we interrupt, and that's something that's important to recognize. So whenever you're engaging in conversation with somebody and they're sharing their experience with you, take a step back. Don't react as quickly as you usually would. And if you find yourself tempted to interrupt, just stay quiet, nod your head, even just making certain sounds that shows them that you are still listening. Aside of active listening, another great way to practice empathy is whenever you are surrounded by other people, whether it be people that you know or strangers. I know right now that's a little difficult considering our circumstances, but even when you go grocery shopping or you're at work or you're at home with your loved ones, really broaden your view of your surroundings and observe the individuals and really acknowledge that each of these individuals have their own set of unique experiences and they have their own individual story that has shaped them into who they are today. And to really acknowledge that is so powerful because it allows you to remove yourself from this very microscopic view of the world and acknowledge that we are all humans with unique experiences, and really acknowledge that being able to emotionally connect with other people is the way this world will move forward and is the way that we will be able to heal and grow. I think right now it's very easy for us to feel disconnected, and when we are disconnected, we are misunderstood. And when we are misunderstood, we remain stagnant. We don't grow, we don't move forward. And I think it's important for us to truly take the time to understand other people and understand their experiences. I know when it comes to empathy, for me personally, I really have to take the time to separate myself from the emotions that I experience when I empathize with other people. If you feel yourself extremely overwhelmed with feeling the pain and suffering of others, allow yourself to take a break from empathizing with others. I know I have to. I know that I get very, very consumed in the pain and suffering of others, that I am just completely emotionally drained. So really making sure that you are taking time for yourself and implementing whatever your self-care is into your daily routine is so important. Something for me, I've had to really take a step back from social media this week because I was really overwhelmed with the news and the comments and posts that people were sharing. That's actually what I wanted to share. Is right now in this country, there's so much division amongst each other. I really just want to take a moment to send my love and send my light to Mr. George Floyd, who was wrongfully murdered by a white police officer. I want to send my love and light to people of color who have fallen victim to the hate and the racism that still occurs in this country. I personally feel that it is my right to acknowledge these experiences of other people and learn what my place is in advocating for people of color. I know it's very easy for us to jump to social media to find our answers, but we must educate ourselves and really understand and empathize for what people of color experience in this country. And I know for me personally, I've had to take a step back and educate myself to better understand what my place is. And I really just wanted to take that moment to send my love and my light. So if there's anything that I said that triggered something inside you, I ask you, take the time to see where that's coming from. What thoughts come up for you? What personal experiences or beliefs do you have that are causing you to experience these thoughts and emotions when it comes to this topic? As humans, we need to look out for one another. Separating ourselves and creating disconnection it is clear that that is not the answer. It is clear that that is only tearing us apart. Take the time to see the other side of the story. Take the time to show empathy and acknowledge that their story is their truth. Even if the experience is different from yours, take the time to understand them. And I'm not trying to address that we must walk into this world blindly and naive, thinking that there's no bad that occurs, because there is lots of bad and negativity in this world, which is exactly why we need to bring more compassion and empathy and understanding towards our interactions with other people. I really just wanted to give a moment to the more recent events that have occurred in the country, and I wholeheartedly still have hope in humanity, which is why I'm sharing these topics with you, because I believe that as a collective we can heal and we can grow and do better. I know this week's video was a little different from what I've been doing, but I still believe that what I had to say today is really important to our personal lives and to our place in society. If you enjoyed today's video, please like, subscribe, hit the little bell notification so you can be reminded whenever I post a new video. My name is Rochelle, this is Mama Mentality. I post videos every Sunday, and like always, I'm sending love and light your way.